The abode of Lord Shri Krishna is described in Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, 6th verse. Na tad bhasyate suryo, na shashanko na pavakaha, yat gatva na nivartante, tad dhama paramamam. We discuss about this also. Our whole goal is to go back to our original home. This place, planet Earth, we are on a trip here. One day, the visa expires and we have to go. Somebody must have got a 100-year-old visa. Somebody is getting a 50-year-old visa on planet Earth. After that, we leave our body. So there will be a stop called death. After that stopover, we can go to various destinations based upon our consciousness. Either we go back to animal life, or we go to the hellish planets, or we go to the heavenly planets. These are 3 destinations. And the 4th and the final destination is go back to your own original home. After reaching there, you don't have to come back here. How is that original home? Krishna says, your original home, which is my home, my abode, it is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire, nor electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world again. So this gives a concept of the eternal sky. We are trying with difficulty to reach other planets, but it is not difficult to understand the abode of the Supreme Lord. This abode is referred as Goloka. So we are in the material world. There is a spiritual sky. Like in our material world, in this planet Earth, there are different countries. Similarly, in the spiritual sky, there are different planets. There are Vaikuntha planets. There are Lakshmi Devi's planets area. There is Durga Devi's area. There is Ramchandra's area. There is Shivpuri. All of this is in the spiritual sky. Our material planet is just 1/4 in size of the spiritual sky. So our permanent address is the spiritual sky. We can choose where we want to go. That choice has been given to us. Okay, but if we still like this planet and we want to be coming back here and again, that choice is also given to us. But if we decide, no, done with this planet Earth, I've seen enough. I have to go back to my home. You can choose that also. In the Brahma Samhita, it is beautifully described. Goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhutaha. The Lord resides eternally in his abode, Goloka, yet he can be approached from this world. And to this end, the Lord comes to manifest his real form, Sachidananda Vigraha. When he manifests this form, there is no need for our imagining what he looks like. To discourage such imaginative speculation, he descends and exhibits himself. He is Shyam Sundar. Unfortunately, the less intelligent deride him, but because he comes as one of us and plays with us as a human being, but because of this, we should not consider the Lord as one of us. It is by his omnipotency that he presents himself in his real form before us and displays his pastimes, which are replicas of those pastimes found in his abode. In the effulgent rays of spiritual sky, there are innumerable planets floating. The Brahma Jyoti emanates from the supreme abode, Krishna Loka, and the Anandamaya Chinmaya planets, which are not material, float in those rays. The Lord says, Na tad bhasyate suryo, na shashanko na pavakaha, yat gatva na nivartante, tad dhama paramamama. One who can approach that spiritual sky is not required to descend again to the material sky. In the material sky, even if we go to the highest planet, what to speak of moon, we will find the same conditions of life, namely birth, death, disease, and old age. No planet in the material universe is free from these 4 principles of material existence. The living entities are traveling from one planet to another, but it is not that we can go to any planet we like merely by mechanical arrangement. If we desire to go to the other planets, there is a process for going there. This is also mentioned. Now here Bhagavan makes one statement. He says, Yanti deva vrata devan, yanti pitrin yanti pitra vrataha. He says, no mechanical arrangement is necessary if we want interplanetary travel. The Gita instructs, Yanti deva vrata devan. The moon, the sun, and the higher planets are called Svargalok. There are three different statuses of planets: higher, middle, and lower planetary systems. The Earth belongs to the middle planetary system. Bhagavad Gita informs us how to travel to the higher planetary systems, Devaloka, with a very simple formula. Yanti Devavrata Devan. One need only worship the particular lesser god of that particular planet, that Devata, and in the way to the moon, and that way go to the moon, the sun, or any other higher planetary system. What it means is, what Krishna is saying, whatever Devi Devatas you are worshipping, say, you're worshipping Chandradev. So he's a Devata, Chandra. He gets his power from Krishna Chandra. Okay. So you like Chandra, there are worship of Chandra also. So at the time of death, you will go to his planet. But you will stay there for longer, many long years. But once this whole material sky is annihilated, the moon will also go away. They will all go in Bij Roop, in Bij form, seed form in Bhagwan. And then when the next Srishti starts, they will all come back again. So even if you go all the way till moon, you will stay there, but death is about to happen there too. And then eventually you will go there, you will be in a suspended position, and then when the new Srishti starts, you will come back again. So Krishna is saying, why you want to go into all this interplanetary travel? If you want to, you enjoy, no problem. But I'm also giving you a shortcut way, come to my abode, if you are done with all these interplanetary travels. So Yanti Deva Vrata Devan Pitrin Yanti Pitravrata. And there are people who worship forefathers. We see this all in our world. So if you are worshipping your forefathers, when you leave the planet, you will go to your forefathers' planet. So we are on Earth. Right near this is the planet of the forefathers. We have on Earth, planet Earth, we celebrate, and especially in India, 15 days are given for forefathers. Just before Navratri, even in December, we gave 15 days for forefathers. Because the tradition came out, worshipping forefathers. So if you are worshipping your forefathers, you will go to their planets. So the question arises, so what? Should I do or not? So Krishna, when he was explaining this, he goes further and he says, I am Aryama. I am the forefather. And if we go from our forefathers, we worship our father, then our forefather. Till where can we go? We can go, Manu is our forefather. Manu. From Manu comes Manushya, man, human. Came from Manu. So Manu is our forefather. But who is the father of Manu? Brahma is the father of Manu. Who is the father of Brahma? Narayana or Vishnu. From where has Vishnu come? Oh, Krishna. So who is our forefather? Krishna. Whom should we please? Krishna. He says, I am Aryama. So till now you are only pleasing your so-called three levels of forefathers. When you do the Pitri Puja, only 3 levels are used, right? Mostly. But here, when you read Gita, Gita says, you worship me, all your forefathers will be taken care of. When Prahlad, I always give this example of Prahlad. Prahlad and his father, father didn't like Prahlad at all. How much trouble he has given. To the point, he asked his sister Holika. Holika had the boon, she will not get burned. And he said, burn Prahlad. So and Prahlad was not burnt because of Holika, and to commemorate that, we have a Holika burning festival right before our Holi. Next week is Holi, right? March 7th or something. So Prahlad came out without burning because of the power of Hari. So his father tortured him to the extreme, and to protect him later, Hari also means a lion. Hari, Narsingha came out. And Prahlad is just a small child, and he sees Lord Narasimha is tearing his father's, he's very angry and he's tearing his father's stomach. Prahlad gets worried. He says, Bhagwan, don't get so much angry. He's my father after all. Please don't punish him so much. Narasimha looks at him lovingly. By the time he has completely tore his stomach, Hiranyakashipu's, and taken the intestine and puts it in his, takes out the intestine of Hiranyakashipu, and Narasimha puts it as a garland in his neck. And Narasimha looks at Prahlad, huge lion. Can you imagine? And with his tongue, he's expressing love towards Prahlad. He's licking him all over. And with his big hand, he puts it on Prahlad's head and says, Prahlad, I understand your feelings towards your father. You are my true devotee. Even if your father behaved so bad, you still have so much compassion for him. You know how to forgive. Oh, Prahlad, wherever a son like you is born, 21 generations of forefathers there are liberated. So your father is liberated, don't worry. See, I'm giving you the proof. Even though he tortured you so much, look at this neck. I've taken his intestine and made it as my garland. So just for you, I honored him. So Prahlad, don't worry. So when we read these stories, it gives us a hope that if somebody becomes a devotee, like Prahlad, all their forefathers, 21 up and 21 which will come down, all the generations are liberated. So the main thing is whether you do the rituals or not, whether you are worshipping the forefathers or not, it really doesn't matter. If you worship Lord Krishna, everything is taken care of. Yanti deva vratan devan, pitrin yanti pitra vratan. You don't have to go to that worship. You have to worship straight to Krishna, and you go to Krishna's dham, and everybody else will be liberated. This is the great promise Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita. Let me just take a thing from Aman has written something. Ma, sorry to digress, but when they write about spiritual sky, are they talking about suksham or subtle skies within our consciousness, or they are talking about multiverses spanning beyond our physical universe? I have heard about this concept of Vaitarani Nadi, which comes between this loka and divine lokas, and that a spiritual aspirant needs to cross this nadi or divine river. What do they mean by spiritual skies? Aman, in our consciousness, okay, in our consciousness, our permanent address is embossed. We have forgotten. Okay. So when we become awakened, when all the cobwebs, all the contaminations of the world is going away by your sadhana, by your meditation, by your intense meditation, and your mind is pure and crystal clear. Crystal clear. When they say about Manas Sarovar, you have to win Manas Sarovar. Manas Sarovar means the Manas means your head, your brain, your mind. And that mind and heart are connected. Okay, so these two are in complete balance and completely clear. No cobwebs, no contaminations, no ripples. Peaceful. Manas Sarovar is the lake of your mind. Okay. Then you see yourself. So first stage of realization, if it has to happen in this body, this is your first stage of realization. Okay. And all those subtle consciousness that you said will happen here. So one way of realizing is this. But say somebody is not doing this kind of sadhana. You are working hard day in and day out to get to experience that here. It is already programmed in your subconscious mind who you are, your real address, the real you, Sachidanandamay you, full of eternal bliss and consciousness you. This entire body, even though it appears dirty, but when in the final stages, when you see the play of the atoms, the cells and everything, it's only just current going on inside. When the body also disintegrates in that higher subconscious levels, you know, it is you, the pure being. So you don't have, so one realization is this way. In this body, you realize your purity, you realize your own self. So that is and when slowly that happens, right? The Sukshma world, what you're saying, all this will start appearing in this body. When that purification of that level happens, that connection will start happening in this body itself. But the first realization is, as I told you, mind has to be clean, spotless, stillness. Heart has to be clean, spotless, stillness, no ripples. Okay. If you achieve that level, all those verses, whatever you're seeing, all these lokas will start appearing here itself. But if somebody is not going to that level, okay, they are sincerely chanting God's name, sincerely, okay, the way I explained in the Hindi class, that I just love God and I want to serve God. They're not going to this, they don't want to explore anything, but I love God and I want to serve God and I will do everything to chant his name, serve whatever God has given, everything sincerely. So when they leave their physical body, they have not experienced this stage in this body, what I spoke just now, the first stage. So they leave this body. But when they leave this body, from their soul, their soul will straight away go to that planet. How they were serving in this, while you are here in this body and you are serving God in certain relationship, when you leave the body, even though you didn't have the experience in this body, but you left the body, now your soul will straight away go to that planet where you will serve God in the same way as you served on planet Earth. So both these two are happening. So the spiritual sky is there. The planets are there. If you can settle your mind here, you can connect to the planets there. It's like I'm living here, America, India is there somewhere. But now I got the technology to connect with India. I can do a video call with my friends, with my family. Many years ago, it was not there. So somebody living in America who does not know about India, if some Indian comes and tells, oh, there is an India there, they'll be like, okay. How do the people look there? Oh, they're brown color or they're white color. Some of them are like you. It is just a topic. But when you got that thing, the technology in your hand, technology, my daughter one day, she took me on Snapchat and she took me around the world. 1 hour I was traveling around the world and I was tired, literally tired, seeing every place, every village. So when you got the technology, you could see, right? Same way. But here, to connect, the technology is the only thing that you have to do is purify your mind, concentrate your mind, every day sit and do the fine-tuning. All the picture is there inside your subconscious mind. It is programmed. You will know who you are. And if you can reach that stage one time, then it becomes very easy. Interplanetary travel within this body becomes very easy. But for those who cannot reach that level here, for them, when they leave their body, straight they will go there. Salokya Mukti. They will go to that loka. Okay. So when we read the Sakhi Bhavas, even if somebody has not experienced the Swarupa means like they're Sakhi. They are in that world, it is Sakhi. We use the Hindi word Sakhi to express that friendliness. Okay. He is just like us. When you get to those lokas, you get those mukti, sarupya. Sarupya means he looks like us, she looks like us. We look like her, Radharani or Devi, whomever you're worshipping. Sarupya. Sarshti. Sarshti means all opulences. So they give us everything that they have. They consider us as equal. Here in this world, we think difference, but there's no difference in that world. I and you are friendly. Here you may call me Ma, Guru, Guru Sakhi. But in that world, I and you are same. We are friends. We are friendly. In that world, that distinction goes away because everybody looks alike and everybody is happily serving in their mellow, and God, whatever mellow they wanted to experience with God, that is fully given to them. So who we are, Swarup Siddhi, what we call. In this body, if we are worshipping God in certain mellow, in certain relationship, our spiritual body gets developed like that in those worlds. When we leave this physical body here, we are straight away going in that spiritual body and worshipping God like that over there. So if somebody is worshipping God as my Laddu Gopal, my son, that lady on that person, when he dies, he will go and he'll be serving. Laddu Gopal will become like a son to him, to that person, and they will serve. So both are true. Okay. Experiencing in this body and experiencing out of this body, both are true.